today's show is about momentum. How you get it, how you keep it, and how you reverse it when it's going against you. Energy. Every thought you have, and most of us have 2,000 or 3,000 thoughts a day. Each of those individual thoughts, every one of them is kinetic energy. Every thought you have is being broadcast. Energy. You can feel it. It's palpable. But today's show is about you managing the momentum in your life, momentum in your business, momentum playing weekend golf, momentum on the range that you carry it right into opening strong and finishing strong. How's the energy momentum going forward? We're also going to inspect in this show, why does it stop? Why do I get the big mo going? And just like that, a phone call, a text message, a dirty look, results that I didn't like, expectancy not meeting reality. These are the momentum killers, and the biggest killer is not always external, because sometimes the opposition changes their tactics, changes their strategy, and upends my energy, my team's energy. But sometimes it's got nothing to do with the opposition. It has everything to do with you, everything to do with how you think, how you feel, and how you react, especially when things don't go your way. 2,000 thoughts. Let's put this in perspective. At ZoneCoach, we coach the elite. And I'm talking professional elite. Yes, we coach college. Yes, we coach high school student athletes. Yes, we coach Fortune 500 executives. And yes, we coach just normal individuals that aren't playing professionally or not in the Fortune 500. But the common denominator in all of our clients is they have thoughts. Do they manage them? Do they manage those thoughts? Let's go back to the beginning. 2,000 thoughts is 2,000 individual pieces of kinetic energy. You want all those thoughts flowing forward in a positive way, directed against the opposition, and directed with your own strengths of what you do the best. How is your energy management? And how many of us waste energy? How many of us throw good performances away with shoulda, coulda, woulda? Well, I could have done even better if, or but, or however. These common words, but, however, whenever, coulda, shoulda, woulda, they're all momentum killers. To live a life where you have momentum going into your 30s, 40s, 50s, all the way into 70s, 80s, I've lived that. At my age right now, I've seen myself in these energy moments where I have a high energy directed, and then something happens, a score breaker, external. And it's usually my opponent who's changed tactics or changed something to exploit one of my weaknesses. I was a tennis player, pro tennis player, coaching at the highest level, and I saw those momentum changes. I've been ahead, up a set, 5-0, and lost the match. I've done the opposite of like that, and I'm certain if you're a tennis player watching, a golfer watching, you've had the round of your life going. How many of you played the first 9 out of your mind? You literally zoned out. You were disciplined. Concentration was so present. Confident. You had expectancy. Calm and cool. Relaxed. And you're loving striking the ball solid. And you throw down a 32 in your first 9, the best 9 you've ever had, and all your buddies are going, you're in the zone. When you're aware of being in the zone, that's a score breaker. That means you're not in it any longer. And now you throw down a 38 on the back 9, shooting 70, and you're upset, ticked off, don't want to go out to dinner. How many times has that happened to you in your sport, in your business, when you had everything going, and then you get your profit and loss statement. Oh, snap. Why is this low? Why is that low? Everything was going great until I got this report. Now, this is an old report. It's about what happened maybe 90 days ago. Maybe it's my quarterly report. But I get that report, and it takes me out of the zone right now. You control your energy. You get this energy moving forward and where you want it to go, visualizing where you want the energy to go, and then you take it there. That's a zone performance. But it can change just like that. As a matter of fact, you can be in the zone with a lot of self-discipline, a well-defined plan, total concentration where you're locked in the moment, extremely confident, expectant, even a sense of knowing, relaxation, completely. Your breathing is under 10 breaths a minute, and you're loving life. And just like that, everything can change. You know, if you look at my little S.C.O.R.E book, look right on the cover. S.C.O.R.E. Well, that's up above my head. Jim Fannin has a S.C.O.R.E level. And it's my responsibility to manage the energy to get this S.C.O.R.E level balanced at a high level. And when I do have self-discipline, concentration, optimism, relaxation, and enjoyment, all of those factors are balanced, the zone comes in, I can put it on like an overcoat. But when it's out of balance, it will drop. And it can go all the way down into the polar opposite, a depressed state. At S.C.O.R.E, at ZoneCoach, we call it the downs, because it's a down time. You feel down. It's a down moment. You have low energy, and it's tough to get out of it. In fact, you can go to such an extreme, it's an attitudinal quicksand, and the more you try to get out of it, the deeper you go into despair, impatience, frustration. It could even translate into worry, anxiety, even fear. Where are you in your life? Do you have the momentum of all your energy flowing to well-defined goals, to a vision that's going to take you to a place and time in the future where you feel awesome, the best you've ever been? Momentum. You get to guide it, you get to steer it, but you also, when things go wrong, you get to put a tourniquet on the bleeding of your best. It's bleeding. Why? Because you're talking negative to yourself. Shoulda, coulda. I should have done that. You know, we could have won this thing if I would have just hit the ball solid. It was a cookie right down the middle. How many times in our lives are we right on the precipice of winning, and then one little seed of doubt changes the momentum, and the other guy picks up the money, and I go home empty? This show is about picking up the money and putting it in your pocket when the money's on the table. And in every sporting event, the money goes down on the table. Execute the basics mentally, the basics physically, the basics technically. Execute the basics over a long period of time. You're going to have a great career, and that's why clients come to us at ZoneCoach to do that. To go to a place you've never been before. Why? Well, maybe you didn't think you had the talent. Go to a place you'd never been before. Why? Because you backed away from it when you got close to it. It seemed so hard, but yet it was right there in front of you. Every person watching, every person listening, you've had these moments of truth, and it's all about managing kinetic energy, which means it's all about managing your thoughts. The best in the world manage their thoughts, make it simple, and get the energy flowing so they get momentum. And once that happens, all your talent rises to the surface, and everything you want to accomplish, if it's possible, it will happen. We're here for you. Make sure that you subscribe, make sure you like, and if you're a coach, you're a parent, you're a teacher, and you want to get someone else this information, make sure to share this show with someone that you care about, helping them be the best that they can be.